Season 52, War number 5. Today, we've matched up against Jug 2, and the bans are Ironheart, Luke Cage, Shuri, Silk, and Count Nefaria. And my war team today is going to be Omega Sentinel, Infamous Iron Man, and Kushala. My path fights are going to be full path 9, except for the node 9 placement, which was a Sasquatch, which I path splitted with. So we're going to start on this Domino on node 18 with Omega Sentinel, and the iDoom fights are going to come later in the war. I've put time codes in for whenever you want to go to there, but this video is going to be a lot about iDoom because he's a very interesting champion, that kinda has been forgotten, which is fair because I don't think he's very good in BGs, but he does do some really cool stuff, and we're going to get to that later. But for starters, we have this Domino, which should have been a lot easier, but I forgot to turn my Resonate Mastery off. And Resonate is just awful versus Domino because every time that weakness does not trigger, which is like 5 out of 6 hits, you're gonna take crit fail damage. So luckily I'm gonna live. I'm not gonna die this fight, but like I took a lot of damage because of crit fail because of forgetting to turn off Resonate. So the energy resistance and Omega Sentinel's signature ability does help a lot, because Domino's crit fail is energy damage, so I'll definitely take that. It's tied to her armors. For each armor she gains some physical resistance, energy resistance, so at that point it's just taking her down slow and steady. I know I'm gonna lose health, just I need to not lose health from ideally anything that isn't in red. Like, just don't get hit. That's really important here, because I know I'm not going to die to the red, but I might die if I take a combo. So we're just not going to do that, and then the plasmas are going to tick her out. So yeah, finished the fight at 67% health, which is fine. If I remembered to change my masteries off of Resonate, then obviously it would be a lot better. But I didn't. It just means I have to use 2 potions to heal Omega Sentinel back up for this Toad fight on node 27. So this is Hazard Shift, Bleed, and Shock. I don't have any way to mitigate shock damage except for the energy resistance as well in her Sig ability. But that's really all I need because this Toad's going to go down really fast. It's only a 6-star Toad because the 7-star Toad hasn't really released yet, so he's going to die pretty fast. And yeah, we just need to get to an SP2, place a bunch of plasmas, and keep tactic up, which we can do simply just by placing that heal block debuff, because you can't miss when you have a heal block debuff, just like you can't miss when you have the heal block from the actual tactic. So it ends up being pretty nice and easy, because we are going to drop an SP2 in just a moment. Going to go for one more debuff proc, and then heavy cancel right there into the SP2. We're going to get a good amount of plasmas, place 6 on the SP2, and yeah, they're just going to start ticking Toad out. So he has not even triggered power gain once yet, and I don't think he's going to get the chance to. So yeah, Beta's SP2, Dex it, and then heavy attack, pause the things, and he's dead. So there we go. Next fight, we have Serpent on node 36, taking this fight with Kushala. Kushala's only fight this war, and I do have an Odin pre-fight for this one. Might not have been 100% necessary, but I did request having one for extra safety. And yeah, this fight ended up going almost perfectly. I was actually really happy with how it went because Serpent's definitely difficult, and I don't have a lot of practice with Kushala versus Serpent. I usually use some other Serpent counters personally for BGs and stuff, but she does a really good job for this fight. I tried to time my SP1 with this power gain so we can nullify it. We got the nullify, so now it's just about trying to parry his special attacks and not triggering parry on his basics, because I don't ever want to trigger one eye open. That would be bad. So drop an SP2. Ideally, we're just trying to keep his Call Force charges down so that he doesn't get to his resistance up phase like he does right there, but it's going to go away right there, and then once he gets into death immunity, it doesn't matter. At that point, it's just about staying alive. So he drops a special attack right there, and then yeah, death immunity power gains fine, because I have the relic set up to just chain into killing him. So yeah, there we go. Full yellow bar on that Serpent fight. Definitely happy with it. So before we go into the iDoom fights, I want to go over something. There are multiple rotations you can do with iDoom, but I'm going to do 2 different rotations in these 2 different iDoom fights. And the first iDoom fight, I almost died. And the reason for that is because I picked the wrong rotation. There is an SP3 lockdown rotation you can do with iDoom, which I'm going to show you in this video. And in normal circumstances, this rotation would be really nice for Alliance War, however, not for this tactic. And the reason for that is, iDoom has a really good access to debuffs when he isn't in his aura of iron, because he's placing shock debuffs, but once he is in the aura, he doesn't have access to those shock debuffs anymore, and therefore I can't really ramp up tactic. The only debuff access I will have at that point is through Resonate and through my Cowardice on my heavy attack. So I am going to choose to use this SP3 rotation in the first fight, which ended up being a massive mistake. When I was planning this war with my co-planner, I was like, I'll just do the SP3 rotation, lock down this Professor X, and it'll be over. I just didn't think about how fatal it would be to not have debuff access. So yeah, I'm gonna praise iDoom a lot in this video, and if you have questions as to why this fight's gonna go so bad, it's simply because I picked the wrong rotation. The alternate rotation, which I'm going to use for the second fight, is literally just drop SP2s and win. That's all I needed to do for this fight, and if I used the drop SP2 and win rotation, he would not be nearly close to coming to kill me, like he's going to. So, anyway, as I've already said, this fight's going to go very sketchy. So, that's awesome, but we're going to get to SP3. And, again, that's my mistake in this fight. I should not have gone SP3, because I don't want that extended aura of iron. I just want the short one. I just want to drop SP2s, and right there, if I was smart, I charge heavy, trigger aura, drop SP2. Then we just keep the fight locked down. But I'm not going to be smart. Instead, I'm just going to drop the SP3, do the wrong rotation, because I didn't consider the fact that it's just not going to work. So yeah, so he's gonna be locked down for a moment. I don't know why I'm trying to bait this. I think I wanted to get like a special counter just to reduce the time he can actually get the power charges for a second, but that ended up not mattering because, yeah, he's special locked now, but he's also gonna trigger his power gain without the heal block very soon. Another thing I could have done is literally just drop some heavies, because before the power gain triggered, if I could get some heavies off, then I'd trigger the Cowardice and then place another heal block. So it could have worked, it just didn't. So I panic, throw the relic, and right here, if he drops his SP3, I'm dead. If he drops his SP3, my Deathless season is over. He doesn't do that. So we got some power burn, and now I have the heal block back up, and now I have room to work with. So, I lucked out. I will totally admit that. I got so lucky because my Deathless season should be over just like that. He should have dropped the SP3. Luckily, he didn't. So yeah, we're going to do some nice power burn damage on the SP2 there, and then he's going to die very shortly. I wanted to get the tactic heal block back up, and then drop a heavy attack there. Was a mistake doing that because Ebb and Flow knockdown came back at an inconvenient time, but it's fine. So there we go, got the solo. If you're going to do that fight, it works. You just have to do a different rotation than I did. So now to iDoom actually asserting his dominance, because holy crap, this Sauron fight is so good. I'm going to heal iDoom back up. I have the tech power boost and everything active. Rank 2 Sauron, if this was rank 3, it really doesn't matter. The fight's going to go so well anyway. And I will not even lie to you, when I was in the fight, I was like, wait, how did he die that fast? Firstly, game lags, I can't parry at the start of the fight, so there goes my invul immediately. So that's awesome, but it's not going to be too big a deal. There's also a world where using a Power Start 1, like I did for Professor X, would have been better, but either way, invul still is very useful for this fight, so not too big a difference. And at this point, I'm gonna refresh my heal block right there, go for a heavy attack, and then this Sauron is dead. That's literally it. That was a 30-second fight. Yeah, that's what iDoom can do on some of these tactic fights, because yeah, he can kill fast. He legitimately can. So that was Hazard Shift, Incinerate, and Shock, and while I have the armor up active, which I should always have, I cannot be shocked or incinerated, so that's why that fight went so well, and I'm really happy with how it went. So next up is the scoreboard, because that was my last fight, and we did win the war. We are currently 8th in the world, which is crazy, because I have never placed this high up, and the Alliance has never placed this high up, so yeah, 8th in the world is crazy for us, and we're going to hold on to it as long as we can. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.